Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War has just been revealed, and it looks pretty dang good. Graphically, the game looks fantastic, and seeing that it's a direct sequel to my favorite Call of Duty campaign ever, it once again has gotten me on the Call of Duty hype train. I love me a good COD campaign, I love me a good COD multiplayer, but above all things, there is one reason I've always bought the Black Ops series, and every single season pass, and that reason is zombies. Treyarch Zombies is my favorite form of video game media ever, and I've been playing it pretty consistently since I first held an Xbox 360 controller. Now, it's no secret that the last installment of the Black Ops Zombies franchise was not exactly a fan favorite. I could write a book on how much I dislike Black Ops 4's take on zombies, and I definitely speak for a large majority of zombies players when I say this. And I'm sure that Treyarch has taken note that most players really dislike the changes to the mode that Black Ops 4 introduced, and that they'll most likely do their best to bring back the zombies that everyone loves of the World at War to Black Ops 3 era. But my faith in Treyarch's ability to please the community isn't what's in the question, or why I'm making this video. I know they will do their best, and I'll hold any criticisms that they might deserve after we, have actually seen the mode. But to understand my concerns with Black Ops Cold War Zombies, funny enough, you're going to have to know your history. Let's rewind the clock back to 2018. We as the zombies community were probably in one of the worst places we've ever been in our long history as a community, the Black Ops 4 launch. Crashes and bugs plagued everyone and really put a damper on the Easter egg hunts. There was an unending nightmare of bad development choices, and to put it simply, not everyone was enjoying the game in the first place.
Where's the controller?
Felt rushed, not play tested enough, and straight up unbalanced at times. And right when they had the chance to turn things around with the first DLC map and prove to us that this version of zombies was worth our attention, they screwed it up by accidentally releasing the map early without any marketing, therefore killing off the YouTube viewership right off the bat because nobody even knew the map was out, and those who did weren't really all that impressed. And this was a bad thing because it killed off a lot of the interest in the, at the time, brand new Chaos storyline, which was already struggling with keeping players interested. But I'm not here to talk about my thoughts on Chaos or Black Ops 4, that's for a completely different video. But what's important to note here is that things felt rushed and unfinished, and that brings me to why. Black Ops 4 before launch was announced to have no campaign, but instead to be multiplayer, zombies, and Blackout, Treyarch's take on the exploding in popularity battle royale genre. Now let's do some math real quick. Black Ops 4 took 3 years to make, starting development in 2015 and was set to release in 2018. Fortnite Battle Royale released in 2017, and a result of Fortnite's release was an explosion in popularity for the Battle Royale genre. So this means that sometime in 2017, 2 years into Black Ops 4's development cycle, Activision saw this explosion of popularity for the Battle Royale mode and made Treyarch make Blackout and try to catch some of the success that Fortnite was receiving. And this came at great cost to the rest of the game. Funny enough, I actually find Blackout to be the best part of Black Ops 4, even though it was reportedly only made in 11 months, which is just crazy. Props to Treyarch for getting that done. But my point is, during those 11 months, the main focus was on making Blackout ready to ship for Black Ops 4's launch in under a year. So naturally, they reportedly got the whole studio involved, and this took the zombies team and the multiplayer team away from their zombies and multiplayer. Hence why there were so many bugs and crashes, and it seemed like the game wasn't play tested enough because it wasn't. All the play testers were focusing on Blackout rather than giving zombies the attention it needed to make it a stable experience. And the result was crash after crash after crash, as well as a lot of confusing decisions that felt rushed and not play tested like at all. Like, who gave the green light for zombies to be a 3-hit at launch with no jug in the game, or making the classified Easter egg virtually impossible to get with the game's consistent crashing, not allowing you to get anywhere near round 150, which was required to do the Easter egg. So I think my point on how zombies suffered due to Activision forcing Treyarch to make Blackout is that if zombies does not get the time and care it needs to be made properly, Cold War zombies could be another unstable, unbalanced mess like Black Ops 4. Well, I guess it's a good thing that Black Ops 4 was an anomaly and that Black Ops Cold War has had nothing but a smooth 3-year development cycle. Now, the reason we discussed Black Ops 4 so much is because it's good to get an example of what a rough development cycle can do to a game, or in this case, a game mode like zombies. Mixed with the innovations that Treyarch wanted to try and execute, the rough development of Black Ops 4 resulted in what I would call a mess of a game mode and the mess of a DLC season. And even with all the supporting studios Black Ops 4 had, it still managed to feel like a mess. And if Black Ops 4 had a rough development, I don't even know what to call Black Ops Cold Wars. Let's state the obvious first. This year, without all the other setbacks the game has had in its development that I'm going to get into in a minute, it has been a hard one for a lot of game developers due to the fact that most of them have had to make the transition from working at an office to working at home. And on this level, I do sympathize with the game devs because it can't be easy, but what I can criticize is if Activision makes Treyarch release an unfinished product and not delay the game like they should have for Black Ops 4. I want to make one thing clear, that I'm not a game developer or an expert on any of this, so for all I know the game could be in perfect shape. But since we know historically when developers are rushed, we don't get as good a product, I think that it's safe to say there's good reason to be worried about this game and zombies this year. First off, the game wasn't even being made by Treyarch in the first place. Cold War was originally being led in development by Raven Software and supported by Sledgehammer Games. But due to the fact that Raven and Sledgehammer were butting heads so much, it got bad enough that Activision had to step in and intervene. So they announced that Treyarch would take lead on Call of Duty 2020, with Raven as a supporting studio, and as far as I can tell, Sledgehammer isn't even involved in the game anymore. Now, Treyarch taking the lead is bad for 3 reasons. Reason 1 being, Raven and Sledgehammer were arguing so much and doing a bad enough job that Activision had to call in Treyarch to pick up the pieces. So I can't even imagine what the game looked like when Treyarch got their hands on it. Reason number 2 is when Treyarch took the lead on this game, they still had a solid 4 months of supporting Black Ops 4 to do. So they had to work on and release the rest of the DLC and updates for Black Ops 4 while at the same time pick up the pieces that Raven and Sledgehammer left behind to make a brand new game. This would result in heavy overtime for the developers, and I would imagine be kind of stressful to have a new game to make in a little over a year. And that brings me to reason number 3. You heard me right, a little over a year, not a little over 2 years like normal. Activision wanted this game out and finished by 2020. So remember when I said Black Ops 4 Zombies really suffered from them taking the last year of development to focus more heavily on Blackout? Well, Cold War doesn't even get that last year of development. It's being made in 2 years, with it starting development sometime in 2018 after World War II finished its DLC season, and was set to release in 2020 rather than 2021. So to put things as simple as possible, Cold War had 2 years to be developed, and the first one was spent with Raven and Sledgehammer doing such a bad job that Treyarch had to come in and save the day, while also finishing their commitments to Black Ops 4. So this leaves Treyarch and Raven with 1 year of uninterrupted time to finish the game, and this 1 more year that should have been the year both studios would do nothing but focus on the game they are making, happened to land on a worldwide pandemic, creating yet another hurdle for the Call of Duty developers to hop over by transitioning to working at home. Now that covers about all the trouble the game has gone through in terms of development that we know about, but there's still one more reason I worry about zombies, and it's not because of Treyarch or the lack of time they might have to make the game. It's not because of the pandemic, it's due to a little thing known as corporate greed. My fear is that zombies will become a victim of the poison that is known as the timed exclusive. Now remember back to the Modern Warfare reveal. Everyone was so excited because all these new and exciting things were happening. Crossplay was announced, and it was also announced that PlayStation and Xbox would be getting free DLC at the same time. Things looked great until it was announced that the fan favorite Spec Ops mode would be a PlayStation exclusive for a whole year. Now, PlayStation has shown no signs of stopping timed exclusives, but rather they have seemed to be doubling down. And here's my fear. What if Activision gets paid a large amount of money to give PlayStation 1 year exclusivity to a zombies map or a zombies mode? Remember for Black Ops 2 you got Nuketown, and for Black Ops 3 you got the Giant? What if for Black Ops Cold War, if you get the game on a PlayStation, you get a bonus map exclusively for PlayStation for 1 whole year? Or say a fan favorite mode like Grief Return makes a return only on PlayStation for a whole year. I don't know about you, but I can definitely see this happening, because if they did it with Modern Warfare, why wouldn't they do it with Black Ops Cold War? I hope it doesn't, but I guess we will have to wait and see. So if you manage to keep up with me, it's pretty clear that this game has a lot of hurdles thrown in front of it, and the developers, I'm sure, are bringing their A game every day to get this game done, and to be as good as an experience as possible. But I guess we will just have to wait for a zombies reveal and see what the team at Treyarch has been cooking up for us these last 2 years. And hey, I don't want to end it off on a bad note, so if there's any only proof that Treyarch can deliver on a fantastic zombies experience in only 2 years, it's Black Ops 2. Not only was the game made in only 2 years, but it has some of the best and some of the worst, but some of the best, most innovative zombies maps ever made, like Origins and Mob of the Dead, but of course none compared to the masterpiece of a map that is Die Rise. So here's to hoping we get another zombies game like BO2 or better, and I cannot wait to see what Treyarch cooks up for us. I'm rooting for you, Treyarch. Knock us out of the park. That's all for me, but if you have anything you'd like to add, let me know in the comments, because I always like to know what others in the zombies community think. Thanks so much for watching the video. More zombies is on the way, and I cannot wait to see where it takes us next. I've been Multiple Muffins. Peace.